Welcome back to another episode of Let's Chat Podcast, y'all. I am your host, JoJo.
And I'm Tyra.
Ooh,
What's poppin'?
that's like your new thing now, huh?
I know, right? So, this is an audio episode. Last week, we did record a video episode, but can you tell them what happened?
I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you that the next time you tell me to stop being lazy and to post a video, I'm canceling until further notice. That is the story, and that's on period. But thank you ever so kindly for listening and your support. No, so we recorded a video and obviously the audio, and thank God we had one over the other because the video for some reason was recording in like slow motion.
Yeah.
So I guess it was in like a slow-mo setting, and we didn't know that because I had the video on, like, I had the camera paired to the iPad where we could see each other, like we can actually see on a bigger screen, and it was displaying that it was its normal, you know, regular setting. And it wasn't until we finished and I uploaded it that it was like just on some craziness.
Yeah, we tried to speed it up to make it match with the audio. Girl, it was a whole fiasco, and it was already like Tuesday. We needed to post it on Wednesday. We were like, all right, we're not gonna kill ourselves. Like, just post it with like no video.
But if you could see me now,
She got her pink robe on,
mm-hmm.
chilling.
You feel me? With the legs out, no
Right.
socks on, with my little house chanclas. Ooh, girl, I'm comfy.
Super comfy. But yeah, this is another episode about like raw convos, and we decided to do this just because it's easier with our schedule if you're new here. So every other week we do just an audio. But we do talk about like relevant topics. Um but I want to ask you, how's your 75 soft going?
Can you ask me another question?
Okay, what? We talked about this in the last raw convo, so
my 75 soft is still soft.
We
like
have 46 more days.
You have 46 more days.
So you're not.
I'm still stuck at 75.
You haven't started.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. For me, the weekends are always a struggle because I'm too lazy to count the calories, and then I go out, and obviously, if you go out, you can't really track your calories. So the intermittent fasting also don't be working, because if I'm out and I'm having a glass of wine and it's midnight, what am I gonna do? Not eat? So it's very soft.
It's very soft.
We're not these crazy strict people. Like, we're just not those creators. And I mean, I give props to all those creators that be going ham and they post every day. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Love that for y'all. Pero yo no tengo tiempo para eso. But it's still going, and I lost 5 pounds. So I guess it's working.
Okay.
It's working somewhere, somehow.
Somewhere, somehow.
The other thing I want to mention is we are still going to Thailand and Bali in July. And the last month to sign up for a payment plan is this month in March. If you do sign up in April or after that, you're just going to have to pay the full price. But if you were to like sign up now, I guess it would get like divided into a payment plan or whatever. I don't know. But the link is on our bio if you guys want more info on that. Some people have said that they didn't hear about this because they never heard about this. And I'm like, I feel like I sound like a broken record because I mention it in every podcast. But I do realize that there's a lot of people who follow and don't listen. So there is that. The other thing I want to talk about is we're thinking about doing some Let's Chat merch before Pride Month. We did this before and it was a success. We kind of just did it ourselves. We bought like a whole press machine, all of the blanks or whatever, and it went well. But this time we kind of want to do something a little bit different. where we kind of just make the designs and someone else just does all the work. So look out for that. It's gonna be less chat merch, but I think it's also I wanted to just be like gay merch. And I feel like every Pride Month I be trying to find like cute shirts with cute sayings or little like crop tops and things like that, and I have trouble finding it. So I'm just gonna make my own.
That part.
Anyways, so today I wanted to talk about, and correct me if I say her name wrong.
I don't even know her name.
Doechii? Really, you don't know her name?
No.
You've never met her. You've never seen her.
I've seen her, but I don't know her name.
Okay, well, Doechii is a Grammy-winning rap artist. She actually just won a Grammy, and she identifies as bisexual. And I say this because it's important. So she sings the popular song, "Oh, somebody's watching me." It's my anxiety.
That
Ooh,
song
my
is
anxiety.
all
My
over
anxiety.
TikTok.
And you know what other song she sings that you like?
What?
The "What It Is, Ho? What's Up?" That one.
For real?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if she's the original maker, but one of her songs
Okay, because I'm thinking
is
of
that.
I must be thinking of a older version then.
Probably there's an older version. But yeah. She also sings the song "Denial is a River," where she talks about a relationship from 2019 where her partner had cheated on her with someone of the same sex as him. But she didn't know that he was bi. This is all important. If you don't live under a rock, she went viral for saying that her dating red flag is dating straight men. And I feel like a lot of people miss the joke because they don't know her and they don't know her music. And they literally were crashing out on like Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, Instagram, TikTok, all of that. And saying like, oh, now we just can't even exist. Like now we just can't be like men, blah, 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 blah. Like, being like pretty upset for like no reason. And it's because they don't know her and they don't know her music. One, it could have been a joke. Two, did you listen to the song where her ex cheated on her with a man? And it wasn't like that she was being like biphobic or anything. It was just like she was upset that he lied to her about his sexuality and blah blah blah. But yeah, pretty much that clip is still going viral. I thought it was funny, and it honestly reminded me of, so we had, I don't know if it was the last Raw Convos episode where we talked a little bit about how I was watching Love is Blind with this girl that I had dated, and she had asked me, it was the first Love is Blind season, and the guy came out as bi, and it was like this big uproar. And she was like, "Oh, would you ever date a bi guy?" And I was like, "Nah, that's not my type." But then later on, I was like, "Oh, I think I would." Um, and I want to read some of the comments that people were saying, like, because some people were upset and some people were like, "What the fuck?" So some comments say that some straights say, "I don't want to date bi people," and then Doechii says, "Okay, feelings mutual," and then the straights go crazy. And then somebody had also said that, why is being pro hetero seen as anti LGBTQ plus? It's like somebody asking, this is how I see it, why don't we have a straights parade? Like, are you serious? Why would you ever? Like,
you have that parade every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
You can go out and party at any time just for shits and gigs, and like it's fine.
Yeah, no, like they want a whole straight parade.
What would a straight parade even look like?
Literally just a parade. Any parade. Like, whatever. Then somebody else was like, that men are crashing out because they refuse to accept that queer people have preferences just like hetero people.
Right?
So it's just what I gathered from this is that preference overall is just a problem. Because I've talked about this before, about people who say, my preference is to not date bi women. And I guess you gotta let people rock, I guess. But you can't use that same thing when it comes to um race. Like I feel like that's like a whole different subject because that now we're talking about you being racist. But with the whole preference thing about her preference, she just doesn't want to date straight men. And then I go to TikTok and I look it up just to like see what people are saying. And this girl like quoted her, and she was like so fucking confused by it because she was just like, "What? Like, are we like women, straight women in quotations, are we now into bi men? Like, what the fuck?" But it's like I don't think people realize that she's bisexual, that Doechii is bisexual. So it's like I believe that she just wants to date people who understand where she's coming from.
Mm.
So like another bi man. Or it could have just been a joke. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I feel like every time conversations like this happens with the whole preference thing, it's truly like
It's a
a
shit
big
show.
fiasco. It's like a
Yeah.
big uproar. It's a debate. It's like talking about the COVID shot over again. It's literally tragic.
But I feel like knowing someone's sexuality or not, like I didn't when I seen that clip when it was going viral, it wasn't with the thought of like, oh well, she must not be straight if she is saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, for sure.
what if she is straight and she actually does prefer bisexual men? Like that's cool. That's new. That's
That's no.
different. Like
That's no.
I love that for you. Like
Hmm.
okay. And I guess like we're so one of the things that get me is like even just her saying like I didn't immediately think like, oh well, are you gay? Is she bisexual? What's her sexual orientation? I was just like, oh wow, like I've never heard someone say that. And I feel like we like paint this picture all the time that bisexuality is predominantly like a woman thing where like only women are bisexual, and like we completely fade the fact that men are bisexual as well, and they can be. It's not like men are just gay and can only be gay or straight.
Right.
um
Right. So when I first saw the clip, I saw it in a way of like how I was saying it in one of our last episodes where it was like, maybe dating a bi guy would be cool because they don't have this toxic masculinity and they have like this femininity with them where they're like in touch with their feelings and their emotions. They paint their nails, they have good style. Some of them have long hair, like I love that. They take care of themselves, they're clean, eyebrows done, like they're just cute. That's how I saw it. Um, but yeah, I didn't see it as like a negative. But when I go to like the comments and things like that, like guys are going crazy. And it just proves her point.
mm,
It literally just proves her point where it's like, you guys don't even listen to her music. Why do you care enough to comment
mhm.
and be mad that she doesn't want you? And I think that's the problem with like a lot of straight like toxic masculinity guys. Like I feel like with the whole LGBTQ thing, they're just baffled that women are picking other women and like not pick
Feminine men.
and feminine men
It's
and
not
not picking them.
so like because
Hmm.
like the description that you gave,
Hmm.
it was like more so I don't think it lies under the description of a bisexual man. I
What do you
think
think it
it
lies?
lies under a more feminine man, someone who's
Right, and
a
they
male who's comfortable in his femininity.
right, and they don't have to be bisexual, but
Right.
people assume that.
Right. So like I feel like, you always hear when straight men with that toxic masculinity ideology is like, oh, well, if you're too soft, like you're gay. That's gay. That's sissy shit. Like that's not being a man.
Hmm.
Um, so I think like that idea is like, oh, well, they just have to be gay or like bisexual, however you want to put
Yeah,
it. But it's just like, no, there's straight men out there that just are in tune with their femininity, grew up with women. You have a brother,
yeah.
actually. Now that we're perfect example, you have a brother who's growing up in a house full of women or
Hmm.
has grown up in a house full of women.
Yeah.
Yes, your dad is there, he has that male figure, but like
My dad is also
majority,
not.
yeah, he's not like Machismo and
right,
shit.
machismo. Like, what what examples do you think of when we say that someone is showing like toxic maxilin? Why can I say the fucking word?
Masculinity.
Yeah, like what traits do they have?
I feel like that over aggression, that
Mm-hmm.
like you have to act tough all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like tough equals man when it's not.
Yeah,
Um
I think of that too. I think of someone who gets upset really easily and like wants to fight as if they were drunk all the time. Like
yeah.
someone who's just like overly aggressive. Like they're really trying to. You can't even have a conversation with them because it's
Right.
like they're always trying to
Immediately offended
a million.
and
Yeah,
want
and
and
then like
have to pump their
right,
chest.
raises their voice. Is the type of dude who like takes their shirt off, and it's just like so annoying. And honestly, it reminds me of like frat guys sometimes. Like
I
going to
don't.
frat parties, they would take their shirts off and go on the floor and do like the craziest dance moves or whatever. But like maybe that's just frat culture. But I also think about love sports, which is not a bad thing. Like some of these things aren't bad. Love sports, like big sports fan, big football fan, literally can't even go out to eat because they're watching football on their phone type shit. And there's women like that too. But and I'm not saying this is negative. Um like football, basketball, like they're just like I don't know, they play sports, they place bets, like that's what I think of. Like, and I say this because like I wasn't raised growing up with this, so when I see it, I'm like, oh, okay, this is like what it's like having like a super macho man or so, like a big brother type of thing. I don't know if that makes sense.
Mhm.
um yeah, really tragic. And honestly, this is all happening in a time where I just watched this show on Netflix called Adolescence, and I keep telling Jojo to watch it. It's only 4 episodes. Some people think it's boring. Most people think it's good. The first episode, I was so fucking scared because I was like, the way that they came in the house and arrested the little boy, I was like, this is terrible. This is so traumatizing for everybody in the house. They was coming in here like he was, like like a crazy criminal. And in the last episode, I was like so like heartbroken for them. I'm not gonna tell you guys everything that happened, but um there's probably like 2 boring scenes. I think it gets really good in episode 3. But basically what I got from the show is that toxic masculinity is really ruining the youth, and like who they follow on social media really matters. And one great example of that is Andrew Tate, who, I mean, if you guys were to look him up, the things that he says is like, it's like what Trump says, but like times 100 worse. Like just like how he talks about women, um, talking about like them sexually, talking about how he'll abuse them, like hit them, things like that. Like if he doesn't get his way, it's like the craziest thing. And of course, this show wasn't filmed. I mean, I don't know where it was filmed, but I know that they're like from. They're not from here. They're not from the U.S. Um, and I feel like you could be a great parent, but you still don't know what is your son. Who are they following on social media? When they're in their room, what videos are they watching? Like who is their influence? Like that is very important. Um Whatever, I got sidetracked, but it's a really good show, and I feel like some of the men that were upset by this really need to get a grip because it's really not about them. But on the other hand, I feel like every time something like this happens, people have to find dirt on them, right? So somebody pulled up an old video, and I thought it was crazy. I'm gonna show it to you.
I mean, I
Did you
read
see it?
it, but I don't understand what that had to do with
The
anything.
correlation, right?
That like
So
what's the point?
basically, it was a video of her, and I don't know if this is the ex, but he was holding a gun to her head, and she's telling him, "Oh, I trust you, do it." And then he pulls the trigger, and obviously there's no bullets, but they're just saying like these are the straight men that she picks. Like she just has a really bad taste in men. And I mean, whatever, but you know, people always got to find something about you. They're always going to find their I mean, I think the video is crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. I would never play with something like that. Playing with my life. Um but yeah, so what do you think is like another red flag in dating?
Exploiting vulnerabilities is a red flag.
Like what?
When you tell like people about your past and your traumas and like things that like
Mm,
have hurt you or bothered you or played a part in your life where it was like not the greatest time in your life, or you weren't your best, and they like go and throw it in your face.
mm, yeah. Has that
I
ever
don't fuck
happened
with
to
that.
you?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, motherfuckers be quick to throw shit in people's faces.
Like what?
That shit's weird. mm, what about you?
I put overly jealous. I talked about, I'll keep it short, but just like I was dating someone and we had gone to a club. It was a gay club, but it was like a gay male club. Like there was barely any girls there. Um and you know, sometimes the vibe is like whatever. So they had gone to the bathroom and I stayed because I had already gone to the bathroom, whatever. Um and I'm just chilling and then some guy talks to me, but like I don't think anything of it. Like this was my probably my first time. No. Well, my first time in a gay club in a different country. You could tell they're very much gay. And then they saw that I was talking to them and it was like the biggest argument. I was like, girl, he's gay. Or maybe he's I don't know, but it's like I'm so confused here. Like I mean, I thought it was nuts.
You can talk to who you want, just make sure I get a free drink.
I just thought it was I mean, I'm here chilling. Like someone's gonna come up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want me to be, not talking to no one, then I guess I gotta, go to the bathroom with you and wait for you because people just like bring up conversation. I didn't think anything of it, trust me. It was not no friendly convo. And they didn't even let me explain myself before they like rushed out of the club and I'm like chasing after them. Terrible experience. Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Um I have disrespectful language or behavior.
To what extent?
To what extent? This is the same person that I would have arguments with and they'll be like, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. Saying fuck you to someone that you date and you claim that you love, I hate that. I don't like talking like that.
Okay.
That's crazy to me. That is crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that we're like me and you personally aren't quick to like, we're very almost careful with our words, I like to say. Because
Mhm.
I've been in a relationship where I got fucking disrespected like that, and I let it slide, obviously, because I just thought that that's what it was. Like, oh, all right, whatever you're saying. But then it was like, you say this shit on a regular, and at this point, like, it's actually like, that shit do hurt feelings.
Mhm.
Because it, like you said, like, how can you claim you love someone and then still shit on them so heavily like they're just somebody from the street? Because it's like, if you talk to motherfuckers in the street like that and then turn around and talk to me like that, like, what separates me from other people?
Yeah,
Nothing.
it's just like like it's like and nothing is ever I don't think nothing is was ever that serious where it's like you acting like it's like nothing was ever that serious to say that.
Mhm.
So it was just like that's too much for me. Like that's too disrespectful.
You got them out there like that.
Ch-
But I guess that's also how like people have that, they learn that type of responsiveness from like their environment and past relations or like past experiences.
Oh, right.
Nah. I think it took me to experience it and to know that I never want to treat anyone like that, let alone be treated like that. And it's not to say like I haven't like maybe, cussed
Mm-hmm.
somebody out before,
Mm-hmm.
but like I don't make it a fucking habit.
Yeah.
Um Another red flag I have is controlling behavior. Somebody who like is really on top of your shit. Like I need to that's like telling you what to wear, how to spend your time, who to hang out with. Like that shit's weird to me.
I
And if
have
you don't trust your
never.
partner enough to like have their
Mm-hmm.
own life and to be as individual as possible, then you don't need to be with that person.
You know,
Like
I think that some guys are like more controlling, but then I don't know. Maybe I just.
no,
What do
I
you
think it
think?
goes both ways
Yeah.
because I've seen plenty of women be and 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 only from my experience I'm sure I think it's changed now, but I think in my younger years it was more so like the idea of like that toxicity, it comes with the masculinity. So
Mm-hmm.
like the more mask gay women used to be like that, like from my experience. And then nowadays I feel like they're all like that. Equally feminine, masculine, the gays, like they're all some type of fucking, possessive in a sense.
They are, girl, and it's so annoying and
Where it's like
tragic.
you're mine,
Yeah, girl. Like you can't even have a conversation.
yeah, it's that's alarming to me because it's like
I think that
my parents don't like I
yeah.
like you're not my parent, you're my partner.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can't do what I want to do and like it bothers you that heavily, like then why are we together?
I think some jealousy is normal, but like I think when you come to the point where you're like, yeah, you can't go there without me, that's like I think that's a little much. Cuz what you don't trust them to
Yeah, it's
be
giving trust
somewhere with, yeah,
issues.
like you don't trust your partner to just go out without you.
That was I mean, I had already told you this, but I went on a friend's weekend trip when we did the Poconos, and they be asking for Dyra when she's not around. But one of the people who were there was asking like, "Oh, where's your girlfriend?" Like, why she's not here? And I was like, "Oh, I did invite her, but she just let me go to be with the girls." And she was like, "Oh, wow." She was like, I really like that. Like, I respect the fact that like y'all have y'all own lives, type shit." And I was like, "Oh yeah, girl. Like, we do things together, but we also try to do things like on our own." Because I almost feel like if we did everything together, we'd probably lose our minds.
Yeah, that's too much. I mean, I
Mm.
honestly feel like we're a very rare type of couple because I feel like for the most part, I do see a lot of lesbians who do everything together. And yeah,
If that works for you,
yeah,
it works for you. But I
yeah.
just,
And I feel like even in our content, like if I'm posting like a video and it's like a day with of me and Jojo and we go to the gym, we probably went to the gym once that week together or twice. But for the most part, we literally do our own thing when it comes to the gym too. Something else that I have is love bombing. I feel like I've dated a couple people who were just like too giving like expensive gifts like early on.
must be nice.
I mean, I think it's cool, but then at the same time, it's like a little weird because it's like we just met.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, I can't take that. Like, it's like, I don't know. But then it's like they do that and they kind of like throw it in your face afterwards. So it's like, that's how you know it's love bombing. Because if you gave me a gift from the kindness of your heart and didn't expect anything back when we do have an argument, you can't be like, I got you this and I got you that. I didn't ask for you. I didn't ask for you to get me that. That was you. You want to spend your money. you know? And it's so crazy.
Rough.
Like there was this one girl who she had given me this like expensive scarf. She literally took that shit back when we were done. And I was like, girl, why the fuck you even give it to me then? And I'm not even a name brand person. I really, if I have something that's a name brand, it was definitely a gift. But I didn't go out of my way to spend hella money on it. So I was just like, oh, that's tacky.
Yeah.
You could keep your shit. I don't really give a fuck. um, do you have one more?
um, I
If you
mean,
don't, I don't. Um,
go for it.
someone who's still not over their ex and is still constantly communicating.
That's old.
That's old.
Regular. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like I just feel like that's such a common uh red flag, I guess.
Yeah, but like I don't know what
A
it
lot of
is with
people miss
people
it.
in the LGBTQ community where they feel like they got to be besties with their ex all the time. It's really common in the queer community, and it's so crazy to me sometimes. So, family meeting, it's about work. It says I've been at my current company for 5.5 years. I learned everything I know on the job, and I have been a project manager for about a year and a half. I'm starting to feel stressed because I have to make decisions now, and when I get home, I want nothing to do with making decisions. Is there a way to not feel so anxious when it comes to decision making?
Nah, I haven't mastered the art of that.
Yeah, I definitely feel that, and I feel like sometimes you literally just don't want to think. Like you just don't want to. And
I
so,
don't want to think and I don't want to do.
yeah,
Like it's just like I don't know.
right. Because it's just so
I
much.
just
Cause,
yeah.
so it's funny that they asked that because the other day I was listening to this podcast and it basically goes over decision fatigue. And that pretty much like we make decisions all day long. And then there was an article that said that the idea, hold on, wait, it said, pretty much it explains what decision fatigue says, and it says the idea that after making many decisions your ability to make more and more decisions over the course of a day becomes worse. And apparently by the time the average person goes to bed you have made over 35,000 decisions. And I know that sounds like a crazy high number, but pretty much it's everything from what you wear, what time you wake up, driving, making like turns or left, right, feeding yourself, feeding the dogs, etc. Like brushing your teeth, all of that. Um, answering your phone, answering text messages, all of that. And she basically explains it like this. Like at the beginning of your day, you have a little tank of gas, and every time you make a decision or you make a move or anything, you basically keep emptying the gas. And then obviously at the end of your day, you're just like drained, literally like no more gas. Um but I'll give you guys the episode title if you guys are interested in listening to it. It's called Get Back on Track: 5 Evening Habits to Wake Up Focused, Recharged, and in Control by Mel Robbins. It's like an hour long episode and I listened to like a little bit of it, but pretty much she goes over like the symptoms, and the first one is really like procrastination. Like you have so much to do that you're like procrastinating those things, so you're just over it. And she just goes over like the steps um to kind of help you through that. And the first one is like picking your bedtime, cleaning your mess, making tomorrow an easier day, dedicating 5 minutes to yourself, and tuck your phone in. I feel like we obviously spend a lot of time on our phone and scrolling and things like that. Um, and that could definitely be like a big distraction. And the whole picking your bedtime thing, I believe in that 100%. I feel like when I don't get enough sleep, I'm just like over it. I wake up super tired, super drained, so tired. And I'll be telling myself, like, I need my full 8 hours of sleep. So I need to be in bed an hour before. Basically, I need to be in bed 9 hours before because it's gonna take me an hour to go to sleep. And that's true. Last night, I
You
swear to
be
God.
going fast
No, you
though.
be gone fast. Last night,
It took me like 2 hours to go to sleep last night.
no, you were snoring, girl. What?
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
No,
You put
no,
your book down and I could hear you sleeping already because you have this
no,
very distinct breathing. That's how I
no.
know that you're sleeping.
But I was like in and out. But
And you
then
were
I woke.
jumping out.
Yeah, I know. But
I was like,
I
what
was
the
still
she's asleep
no.
already?
But I was still very. But this is the thing. When you read your book, you get sleepy. So that's why I do that. But I was still in and out. But when I woke up this morning, I woke up with no alarm.
That's because mine was going off.
I didn't hear yours.
Shit, I could. I woke up in the middle. It's weird because I feel like when I go to sleep early, I don't like some very rarely. Like when I do go to sleep early, I feel like I'll sleep through the night, and it's either I'll feel good or I feel like I slept too much. But
You do be sleeping so much.
I don't sleep. I literally sleep just as much as you sleep. It seems like I sleep more because I'm sleeping during the day,
Yeah.
but I literally sleep anywhere from the 6 to 8 hour range because I work overnight.
Yeah.
So like my
Your
sleep
schedule is
schedule
just
is
all over
weird
the
because
place.
since I work overnight and by the time I get home, I'm probably not asleep till 8. If I if I feel like I need to get up early enough to do things, I sleep no later than like 12:30, 1 o'clock. If I feel like I'm just tired and I don't want to get up to do anything, like it's just gonna be a lazy day for me, then I'm probably gonna get up like 2:30, the latest 3 o'clock. And
Yeah.
that's 8 hours, essentially, almost.
Yeah.
So it's like to you that seems like I sleep so much because it's my like it's you have this whole day and I'm just getting up
Yeah.
midday. But I also have the whole day throughout the night while you're sleeping. So it's like literally night and day. But last night we were in bed. I came home, took a shower, put everything away. We were in bed by like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I started to fall asleep because I was pretty tired, which only lasted about a half hour. I got up. I feel like for some reason, it takes me a really long time to sleep and to stay asleep. So then it's like, I'm not really
You gotta read
like,
a book. And then you get sleepy. I'm telling you.
mm,
I swear to God. Well, it's not because the book is boring. It's just I don't know. For me, I just even when the book is good, my eyes just get tired. But that's what I've been doing to try to fall asleep because I feel like taking sleeping pills sometimes is too much. You know,
yeah, I don't even do that.
you get addicted to that and shit. Um, and putting the phone away. Like sometimes you gotta be strict with that because it's so easy to get on the phone and just like scroll there forever. Next thing you know is midnight. But basically the girl Mel Robbins, well the woman, I love her. I feel like she be keeping it real. She's another like Jay Shetty, but I feel like she keeps it even more real than he does. Um, but yeah, I mean making decisions, it'd be annoying. Like when you're hungry, like we're both hungry, and then we're like, oh, where do you want to go? Like it's just like just pick a spot, so I don't have to
Facts.
like scroll and look through a bunch of restaurants. Just pick a spot. I'll find something to eat.
Big facts.
Yeah. But that is all, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Deuce, deuce, mother goose.
Bye.